According to allgodschildren.org, there are 8 million orphans living in institutions today. Tragically, most children living in institutions will grow up without ever knowing the love of a family. Due to deeply rooted systematic problems such as lack of access to education, corruption, poverty, and misguided policies, children are kept out of the arms of loving families. Knowing this, my purpose today is to persuade you to be involved in the organization Show Hope. I have a good friend who is closely involved with this organization, and I've spoken extensively with her about this topic. First, I'll discuss the needs Show Hope tries to combat. I will offer a solution that will help combat the needs I introduce. Then I will let you know what will happen if we fail to partake in helping these orphans involved with this organization. Let's first discuss the needs Show Hope meets. These needs are finances, medical needs, and a knowledge basis. The financial need from showhope.org is the cost of adoption can range from $25,000 to $40,000. That is too much for many families. Not only is there a financial need, but there is also a severe medical need for medical attention for these orphans. Many orphan children live with severe medical needs. These medical needs could keep these children from being listed for adoption by the government, which means that many orphans do not have the opportunity to be offered a better way of life. The medical needs for these children could be rare or uncommon in our culture. These needs could be HIV, malnutrition, growth and development, or parasitic infections. Many people don't take action to care for these orphans because they are unaware of the magnitude of this crisis. From UNICEF.org, they state, the UNICEF and global partners define an orphan as a child under 18 years of age who has lost one or both parents to any cause of death. By this definition, there were nearly 140 million orphans globally in 2015, including 61 million in Asia, 52 million in Africa, 10 million in Latin America and the Caribbean, and 7.3 in Eastern Europe and Central Asia. On davidccook.org, historically, the U.S. provided about half of the world's annual international adoptions. But the pace has dropped more than 60% since 2004 to only 9,000 adoptions of foreign children last year. Put in another way, if you are an orphan in a foreign country, your odds of adoption are less than 1 in 6,000. A hopeless situation unless someone comes to where you are and helps. Some may know the magnitude of the situation, but they feel they would be of no help towards the magnitude of this crisis. That is where Show Hope comes in. Show Hope is a nonprofit organization moving to care for orphans. Their goal is to bring back children's hope by breaking their barriers and connecting them with families. Show Hope combats the current orphan crisis around the world in the following ways: through giving, creating sponsorships, fundraising, and taking trips. From donations by people around the world, they go towards supporting these orphans. On davidccook.org, it states that trends show donations to programs for international orphans and other children at risk are growing twice as fast as our other giving. More and more people realize just how big this crisis is and are committed to doing something about it. As one woman put it, it is our job to go to them, not for them to come to us. By becoming a Care Center sponsor, your sponsorship provides urgent medical care worldwide, especially in China. Through fundraising, you are raising awareness for these children in your own community by using your abilities to speak on behalf of these children. And you can go on a trip to gain knowledge and learn how you can contribute to this global crisis. Imagine what our world would be like if more and more people were involved with an organization like Show Hope. If a force of action is taken, more and more people would be aware of this crisis. There would be better support on the financial and medical levels around the world as well. Eventually, the course of these actions could lead to less orphans around the world. For not taking action against the crisis, the consequence is more and more orphans every day lose the chance of gaining a better way of living. From orphanslifeline.org, it says, beyond suffering and the ultimate tragedy of death, the children that do survive often do in some ways that demeans and criminalizes themselves and brings suffering to others as well. The sad reality, though, is that if a good and caring person is not there to provide what they need, who is? Pimps, child labor bosses, terrorists, rebel armies with child soldiers, child traffickers, even less than good-willed relatives who want personal slaves. The end result is truly heartbreaking, as many of the orphan children out there will die of starvation and issues related to malnutrition. They will die from preventable diseases. They will die at the hands of others and themselves. They will spend much of their life in jail, and they will do harm to others and impact the world in a negative fashion. So what are you going to do about it? There are over 140 million orphans in our world today, and Show Hope has the tools to turn this crisis around for the better. You can help make a difference in each one of these children's lives by taking action with Show Hope. I hope these facts persuaded you to join in Show Hope with taking a stand in this global crisis. So do your part and contribute to the need of these orphans. You can call 615-550-5600 to learn how to contribute today, or you can visit the website showhope.org to become a member.